that's about half of what I'm trying to put together on that. Oh, that's right, the legal side of things. Um, no one should be able to ever use my video footage of me documenting my life as a foreign journalist against anyone else. Unless there is like some severe crime going on more than just someone helping me with some roaches or something, okay? I've played fake junkie long enough for people. I haven't put a pot on top of my head. Made it painfully obvious. I've even said, put me on their boat and I'll sink it. I got nothing. You know what? I have extreme pride and prejudice to their habits based upon why they do it and to what end. Is the length and girth of my prejudice against junkies. What you running from, junkie? Need a fix? Bitch, I used to fucking roll like that as a middle schooler and high schooler. And come back to America to have a midlife crisis. Me, student treasurer 2 years in a row. Donated the Merc money for my abusers. Or someone would think I'm like trying to put a fucking camera in their face like against them. No. You get to hear the context from my testimony first. Of how many people have been caught in the crossfire and gossip kills. I might as well just be nothing but a non-stop list of slogans I've been coining the entire time. I swear, you know what, I'll hit that glass ceiling and just turn upside down. One stomp, the whole thing fucking shatters and I fall up. But if I get to smoke just the proper weed for my damn seizures, then I'm a normal human being, can conduct business. It's all based on neural inflammation. It does create some cognitive deflections and displacements, which also causes vertigo and nausea. Add in a bunch of zaps across someone's entire body, like, for instance, mine, or anyone else who has this type of seizures, and basically you've got, like, a narrow band chance of either kind of gritting through it. And I've looked up the research. I had a hunch that I was getting an adrenaline rush just as the seizures were about to hit me. And instead of calming down and no, instead I went and started blinking the opposite direction of the seizures. Aggressive pain response I can be thankful for. In fact, hell, I'm thankful for my seizures on many levels. Thing is, it's like if the world can't answer one truth. Yeah, on my fourth point, my spot check. All it takes is one flash of light in my damn eyes half the time. And I used to just drop salsa jars at random. People thought I was not clumsy. Well, that was mentioned. But anyway, you could talk to my friends better, and I used to always just suddenly fall the fuck down. Yeah. Wonder why I used to punch a TV. Not what was on it. It's because of the lights flashing in my eyeballs. I mean, that's about the only relapse I'll have is I'll just turn, if you want me to be a child about this, I'll just take a baseball bat to every last light that even triggers my seizures. And every last vacuum cleaner sound that fucking exists in this city. And every pulse-based fucking bass fucking thump to a club I can never go to. I'd be a raver. Go figure, if it weren't for my seizures. I'd probably still into playing music if it weren't for my seizures. I can't even play a fucking video game because of my fucking seizures. I can't even get off because of my seizures. Killed even that part of my brain before adolescence. Zip, dead. Good thing I'm not carnal based. Some people call it spiritual. It's not the same as empathetically. In fact, the lexicon of those pronunciations is still foreign relations because it's still foreign concept to me. In fact, the type of relations that I have had alternative marriages, two of them before the third was all, signed for. That only poetry could effectively express in the first one. That's how we bridged all of this. Right? My friend was under another friend of mine was under the wrong impression. Go to the next relationship, and she doesn't understand an ounce of the poetry. And go figure, words out of her mouth was, why can't she feel my love anymore? Because she denied it, because she put an image to it. I kept warning her, the more she put her thoughts and energy into just anything on earth, is where it's going to linger. She was an ex-pagan, I guess, or ex-Wiccan, specifically. But I was pagan, more pagan, of course, by definition, which is more natural sciences. So, of course, the elements, and then, of course, their interactions, and then, birth of chemistry and physics after that. And so you can actually say all my math is based on the actual universe. In fact, I use sound waves first, and super collided sound waves using Fruity Loop Studio before I ever managed to modulate it with magnetic fields. That means I can control the exact size, shape, and deflection of a magnetic field. Cutting edge shit. And I still have the prototype sitting behind me. And up there. How you like them apples? So, meanwhile, what I had from the universe answer to me, or rather bring to me, not answer me, didn't answer me. It brought me one good solid friend zone level. But the universe has been trying to bring me everything that I'm not. Which usually ain't the universe at that point. Usually, if the universe, if life is bringing you everything but what you're doing, it has a lot to do with someone else's bullshit. Generally speaking, a third party, solid, tangible, real world source. In other words, another human being. Cannon fodder. Get mulched. It's always calmest before the storm, but also in the center. That's why I told others several times on that psychology. Well, I could even use the J-Man as an example. He said something very similar, but with the mythos of the time. The origin of being, of the individual itself, is beyond your parents and even God itself. This is where the terms like divine spark of creation or shards of heaven might be too mythos for some, but means that the essence of being is that inner light within the being is not always light. And not all light is the same. In fact, one should heed caution to what light one shines in what darkness. And that's the difference between Adam's lot knowledge does betray the sight. Knowledge betrays the mind even. This is why even Hamas doesn't like this kind of shit. And you know what? Knowledge that's institutionalized, perception-based, conformist educationary consolidations instead of open source understanding that these things exist. Trying to teach wrong or right, again, comes back to that apple of knowledge. And your perception betrays you once more. I mean, it's like every fucking Christian is missing the entire fucking point of Genesis. You can never know God. It's unknowable. So how dare anyone try to make claims of such God's such occasions or its will? In fact, the only real clue to God's will has been the laws he put down. The first commandment was condemn not. The second one was judge not lest ye be judged. Before the time of Moses. Thou shalt not kill. Before the time of Moses. So when knowledge betrays you and you can't comprehend something, what good is your wisdom at all? And that is known in the Gnostic terminologies of the error of Sophia, or the Assumption of Mary in the Catholic rite. Mary from the well, actually, and both. That's what. Never mind. Yeah, well, Mary at the well and Mary, Jesus, and Joseph and Mary and whatever you want to. Yeah, Jesus' mother and the mortal side of things is yin and yang. So you have the whore at the well that has many husbands, and then you have the virgin on the other side of the spectrum. Do you not know how to do basic math, Christians? Mary versus Mary. I bet they walk away from each other. I mean, hell, here's another lesson that I've touched base on, moreover in the Circle K area. You know what? Lucifer is God's most perfect angel. Keyword, perfect. Subjective, cortex, context. Perfection is a very subjective ideological consignment to define, in whose one man's heaven and another man's hell. So, God's most perfect angel betrayed him. So his own image of perfection betrayed him. Boom, there's another commandment. Thou shalt have no image before the Lord's. What the hell is it called? It's not image. Actually, the real world is like emanation, effectively. Thou shalt have no image before the eminency, the eminence of God. God would just be a title then, almost degrading. And that's why you won't hear me say it often. Because I just say, I might as well say governor or principality. God is just a title, just like Archon. The eminency, if I recall.
Would you like some donuts?
Hell yeah, some donuts.
I opened the door for the Krispy Kreme guy, and he's like, he said, "Here, you want
Oh,
one?" I'm
hell
like,
yeah.
"Yeah."
I didn't even hit him up for any.
I should have napkins. I don't know if you can grab two, whatever you
Hell
want.
yeah,
I want to grab a
that's
couple
cool.
too. I don't
That's
give a
good.
shit.
Get some calories going. Hell yeah.
Farewell, man.
And I appreciate it. I'd fight. Could I would too. I'm gonna do when I can. Alright. Can when I do. God, my brain damage has fucking become obvious on a third, fourth step system. Man, it is a year after recovery.